What is up, the Aspie Anime Addict here again, the addict with the fashionable crave for otaku meat. Here with the unboxing of Sentai Filmworks' most popular, most hyped up series to this from last year and probably a little bit to this year when it's being released in the Part 1 Limited Collector's Edition of Parasyte The Maxim, or Kiseiju The Maxim. I don't know what the other parts of the title were, but I really am glad they finally got this, and I can't wait for part 2 of all this so I can complete it all together. But with all that stuff out of the way, let's actually take a look at everything. So here we have it zoomed out up close and personal and unwrapped, with the front of the cover basically being already miles upon miles better than the Japanese release that they had on here. Like, for the Blu-ray discs I have showing right now, they were just the plainest of the plainest, most laziest of designs. Sure, it might have took us some effort to just draw those little lines and shapes and that sort of thing, but they didn't really have... It didn't have what we wanted. We wanted something like this menacing little thing on the front of the cover to let you know, hey, you want an anime of the thing or based off of Invasion of the Body Snatchers? Then here you go. This is what you wanted. This is the cover that you want, and it's part of the glorious quality that he had in the opening where you saw some of the parasites. It's so cool on here. And with the spine on here, once again, it has no really any special art for it, but it's just with the little ambience and just the style that was used in the opening is shown on here, and that's what I really liked about it the most. Though I didn't really like the theme song used for the opening, I still like the designs and the art style that they did for this opening, because it fits so well. And with the back, all the way over here, it shows all the way from here to the middle and to over here, where it's similar to the High School of the Dead box that we had back, and I wonder how that's selling. I'm not sure. But with all that way, this is a very nice box for part 1, though a shame it's part 1, because usually with a Coming Got Killed, they would at least have a way to, just have something interesting to show on the shelf. You just have the logo and some of this art. I don't know how they're going to work with it in part 2. It might look a little bit different, sadly. But with all that mumbo-jumbo stuff out of the way, let's actually take a look at the discs. The first DVD has the usual eco-friendly type case for it, though with the spine, which will be completed with the Blu-ray, is where we have some parts of the promo image. So I wonder if part 2 will have some similarities to it, or maybe there might be a release where they put it in the box. I'm not sure. I highly doubt it, but it was a nice touch that I wish they were able to work with entirely for here. And with discs 1, 2, and 3 for here, no special features, and forgive me for not talking about the Akame ga Kill special Kill theater ones, and I recommend you to go watch them. And just with the style in here, there's a lot of blood, there's a lot of little pieces of parasites and such, which really feels like an 80s cover for super violent anime or whatever, which seems to go with the spirit of the manga a little bit with some gory parts or creepy moments. But with the discs on here, with the DVDs, I don't know if there's going to be a different style for them, but here we have parts with episode 2, I believe, with Shinichi, and episode 6 or 7, I'm not sure. And another one, I'm not sure, but it's just used for images for the disc 3 part. They're pretty okay, though oh yeah, but there's no little ring on them, thank goodness, at least. I don't know if Akame ga Kill had that too, but I really like that there was no ring on here to show that how much more important and special this title it is for people. But now let's take a look at the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray has different artwork on the front, though, with Shinichi and some other parasite. I really just like how the blood splatter, it's able to easily cut through different scenes used from the show. It's very clever, and it's also a good saver to try to make a cool image out of these. And with the back over here, it's the same, but with discs 1 and 2 on here. And for the cover, it's a little bit different. I don't know if there's a certain character in that show, but I'm not going to blurt anything out because of spoilers. Though, sadly, they didn't really use anything different for the disc art. Sadly, though, yeah, I kind of agree that this was kind of a little bit of a downer of a release, because mostly with the extras that you get over here sooner or later, but let's take a look at them now so I can at least be fair on this. You get yourself a little cleaning cloth to use, some little tattoos you can use, and also this is probably the most unique part of the whole set over here. You get this little Lego mixed regular blocks or some type of little figurine to use, so if you want, you could probably just put your plushie Grunty, if you ever even bought to the Dot Hack series, and make him go giddy up or whatever on this little thing. It fails spectacularly, but you can at least try to do it with some sort of thing. And with the Ender box itself, it has the promo image that you have over here, and with the little talks about the stuff that you get, and just little episode listings. and some type of, oh, the warning label for like choking hazards. Of course, is a little model thing, and kids are stupid enough to put it in your mouths and such. At least it doesn't have a parasite grow inside your intestines or whatever, then just rip out of your stomach like similar to Alien. I wish Parasyte actually did that. Let's have everything back in the box so I can talk a little more. I feel ashamed of not mentioning this stuff, but on the top of here and the bottom over here, you have a little pictures of like Miggy like doing some little image, like little moves and such. It looks really cute, and I'm really surprised that Sentai Filmworks decided to add some of this stuff. Though it was probably a little simple. They probably just popped it in like an Illustrator or some type of little printing program. And it was probably simple to put in, but it's a funny little touch or whatever that can make you grin a little bit, because like Miggy can be a mix between like little horrifying in the early episodes and then becomes so freaking adorable, as I mentioned in my other video, in my review of the show. I have a review hovering around here right now, but I can keep talking a little bit and mention some cooler, awesomer stuff that I thought about this whole series instead of like the stuff that you see in the collector's edition. It's mostly the stuff they talked about for the dub, is that Matt Greenfield and Tiffany Grant were the writers for this show. So kind of Matt Greenfield working on the dub a little bit, which was really surprising, which I think I also really noticed on how like more flowing the dialogue was in here. Sure, there was some stuff kept, probably because Tiffany Grant was a little bit more, like, wanted to be more strict and more faithful with the script a little bit, but at least Matt Greenfield, like, kept some funnier and some more lines that probably, like, kept everything faithful, even though a little bit different from the original Japanese translation on here. Oh, I also forgot to mention some part of the dub of this lady over here in the part that you see in the Blu-ray. I feel ashamed of myself thinking that was Maggie Flecknoe. That is not. That is actually an older actress that was in ADV dubs a long time ago, who was Jonan Bonus, but it's really hard to pronounce her name. That was probably why I forgot her name, though. She was like some girl's mom or whatever in canon, which is really surprising of her performance that you see in now, and finally she's like in this big, super important role. Maggie Flecknoe, though, is Kana, which she appears further along in the story, sadly, though she was also pretty good too. Mostly all the stuff in the dub was pretty good for me. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad I'm getting all these series so that I can enjoy both dubs of Akame ga Kill and Parasyte on here. And with the show itself, I really think that this is probably my most favorite show of the decade. Like, though it may be a bit below From the New World and Log Horizon, as I mentioned in my review, though it was also really surprising that this thing was on Toonami, because I thought this was really way too low-key and such, because there was not a lot of action in this show, shamefully, because mostly some of it was just, oh, Shinichi, stand over here, while Miggy has his, like, and just go whack, 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 whack over the other one. It was, like, similar to a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure type scene, and I wish they would at least have some comedy to it. Similar to what even Tokyo Ghoul had after the end of the episode, they would have these little shorts similar to the Akame ga Kill theaters. Speaking of with Akame ga Kill, I'm really glad that Akame ga Kill was played alongside Parasyte back to back, so then some people would probably not think of turning off the TV yet, and then go like, oh, what is this show that's on next? Oh, Parasyte? Something a little smarter, something probably a little bit more mature than Akame ga Kill? Well, okay, I'll go watch it. And I also bought some episodes off Amazon, and I'm gonna be getting part 2 of this. Yeah, I really recommend this show to you guys. As I said, this is one of my favorites of the decade so far, and it's probably gonna be a long while till the next decade comes along, and heck, probably at the end of the decade, I'll probably give my personal opinions on that, and actually finally a top 10 type video. But with that out of the way, the price over here, it was around 90 bucks, I believe, but the Sentai sale, I got it like way cheaper. Though with part 2, I think part 2 would probably have to be the final say. If you're not going to get part 1 yet, and if you want to get part 2 and get them all together, probably just wait for part 2 to see what contents you'll get out of it. I'm really crossing my fingers for a soundtrack, though. And yeah, thank you for seeing this video on Parasyte The Maxim Limited Edition Part Uno. Just a little note in the future, I have one more unboxing, which is another Sentai title coming in the future, and I also started on working on my script for a review that's going to be coming out sooner or later. It is not of this current season. No, I'm not jumping to the conclusion on shows already. It's something from the past. But with that out of the way, what are your thoughts on this unboxing? What would you like to request? Leave a like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, support my Patreon, while enjoying my content. This has been the Aspie Anime Addict, and thank you for seeing this video, and many more to come. Bye.